sad weekend in the sense that we lost a great person. I'll be going on early Sunday morning. We're going to Arizona, taking some people with us on Air Force One. Maybe you people are going to be with us, I don't know. But we're going to be going Saturday early on Sunday morning. Okay? Go ahead. Good. We had talks going on. Scott Bessent is there and some others. Jameson is here. And yeah, I think they're going fine. We're going to see, but we've hit them very hard in so many other ways. I don't know if you know. Do you know what they're paying right now? What are they paying right now? You know what China's paying right now in tariffs? Huh? A lot. On what happened in Venezuela? Yeah, I know exactly what's happening. A lot of drugs are coming out of Venezuela. A lot of Tren de Aragua they're trying to get out, but we're stopping them successfully at the border in Venezuela. We have a tremendous amount of security. They send a Tren de Aragua, that's the gang, probably the worst gang in the world, MS-13M. I think they're probably considered worse. And we don't like what Venezuela is sending us, whether it's their drugs or whether it's their gang members. We don't like it. We don't like it one bit. Hold it. You want to move over here, fellas? Wouldn't it be easier for you? Go ahead. What was the message to the Qatari Prime Minister on Friday? Look, we're with them. You know, they've been a great ally. A lot of people don't understand that about Qatar. But Qatar's been a great ally. They also lead a very difficult life because they're right in the middle of everything. So they have to be a little bit politically correct in their terms. But I will tell you, they've been a great ally for the United States, Qatar.
Mr. President, do you anticipate more strikes on Venezuela's boats?
Well, we'll see what happens. There's certainly not a lot of boats out there, I'll tell you. Since the first strike and then to a lesser extent the second, we don't see any, we almost see no boats out there, which is fine as far as I'm concerned. There's been very little boat traffic. I can't imagine why.
And just on that, do you think we will start doing strikes on the mainland, Venezuela?
Oh, we'll see what happens. Look, Venezuela is sending us their gang members, their drug dealers, and drugs. It's not acceptable.
Is getting rid of the president an option? Is getting rid of Maduro an option now?
We'll see what happens. Not an option or not option. We'll see. He had an election that was wrong. It was almost as corrupt as our election of 2020. You know that? You know what I'm talking about? I wouldn't say theirs was much more corrupt, but it was certainly corrupt, but ours was corrupt also. I may or may not. They're negotiating TikTok right now. We may let it die, or we may, I don't know, it depends. Up to China. It doesn't matter too much. I'd like to do it for the kids that like it. I mean, selfishly speaking, I did very well on TikTok, and I got the youth vote. I got numbers that nobody's ever even come close to in the Republican Party. Nobody. If you look back to Romney and all these people, they got practically no votes. I got a lot. And some was attributed to TikTok, and a lot was attributed to Charlie.
What is your message to President Netanyahu about strikes on Qatar?
Well, my message is this. They have to be very, very careful. They have to do something about Hamas. But Qatar has been a great ally to the United States. A lot of people don't know that. I told the Emir, who I think is a wonderful person, actually, I said, you need better public relations because you don't really get the public relations. I mean, people talk of it so badly, and they shouldn't be. Qatar's been a very great ally. So Israel and everybody else, we have to be careful. When we attack people, we have to be careful.
You mentioned earlier, Kirk. What organizations on the left do you anticipate investigating? You talked about this last week.
Well, the problem is on the left. If you look at the problem is on the left. It's not on the right, like some people like to say on the right. The problem we have is on the left. And when you look at the agitators, you look at the scum that speaks so badly of our country, the American flag burnings all over the place, that's the left, that's not the right.
Do you plan on investigating?
We'll see. We'll be announcing. They're already under investigation. You know, they're already under major investigation. A lot of the people that you would traditionally say are on the left.
They're already under investigation.
Already under
Have you
investigation.
asked to start revoking the visas of those who have celebrated Charlie Kirk's death?
What?
Have you asked to start revoking the visas of the foreigners who have celebrated Charlie Kirk's death?
No, we haven't, but we are looking at names. We don't like that. That's not right. We wouldn't celebrate if something happened on their side, and we don't. These are sick people. These are really deranged people.
Any progress on the Fed chairman, sir?
Well, other than I don't like him.
No, but
He's incompetent. The Fed chairman's incompetent. Sure, I have 3 people that I like a lot. Any one of them would do a good job.
Mr. President, one more on Venezuela.
But I think you have a big cut because I don't think he can help but cutting. It's perfect for cutting. And the thing that he's hurting most is housing for people. But because we're doing well in everything, energy's way down, groceries are down, everything, almost everything is way down. But housing, because of the Fed, is not what it should be. Okay, but it's not what it should be.
Can you talk about what to expect ahead of the UK trip?
What about it?
What are you expecting ahead of the UK trip?
Nothing. The trip to UK is going to be incredible. They've never done it before, twice honored. And that's because we had non-consecutive terms. You know that. You probably know. But back in the days of Grover Cleveland, I don't think they did this too easily. So we'll see. But this is the first time it's ever happened. And Windsor is supposed to be amazing. They've never used Windsor. They've never had Windsor for this. And they're going to be doing Windsor Castle. It's going to be very exciting. I think a lot of you are going with me. Are you going with us? Huh? Are you going with us, Maggie?
Not with you.
Good.
Just one more on Venezuela. The president of Venezuela called the strike on the boat illegal. Are you concerned that Maduro might escalate something?
No, what's illegal are the drugs that were on the boat and the drugs that are being sent into our country and the fact that 300 million people died last year from drugs. That's what's illegal.
Do you think he's not telling the truth when he said it was a fisherman's boat? Do you think that he's...
Oh, there. Give me a minute. You could see it. You saw the bags of white everything right through the bags. It's nonsense. So we knew it before they even left. We knew it before they even left. We knew exactly where that boat, where it came from, where the drugs came from, and where it was heading. I mean, the problem is nobody's getting on boats anymore, so maybe that's a good problem.
Do you expect NATO to issue sanctions against Russia as they're asking to do over the weekend?
Well, they're not doing the job. NATO has to get together. Europe has to get together and do it. Look, Europe they're my friends, but they're buying oil from Russia. So we can't be expected to be the only ones that are, full bore. But Europe is buying oil from Russia. I don't want them to buy oil. And the sanctions that they're putting on are not tough enough. And I'm willing to do sanctions, but they're going to have to toughen up their sanctions commensurate with what I'm doing.
But just to clarify, you wouldn't move ahead until NATO moves ahead.
Well, I'm ready to move ahead, but they have to do it. I think they will. But right now they're talking and they're not doing. Look, they're buying oil from Russia. We're not buying oil from Russia. They're buying a lot of oil from Russia. That's not the deal.
So on Putin, 2 weeks ago you told us that you would decide who was more to blame for the impact of the talks, whether it's Ukraine or whether it's Russia. How are you feeling right now?
But when you say impact of what?
The impact. Sorry, but nothing is happening.
The impasse? It's not going to matter because when they go in, they're going to be very, very strong. So it's not going to matter.
When are you planning to...
Maggie, go ahead.
Mr. President, European nations do still buy, some of them buy natural gas from Russia. Would you like to see that pulled back as well?
That's not the deal, though. The deal is they're not supposed, whether it's natural gas or whether it's cigarettes, I don't care. They're not supposed to be buying from Russia. We're spending a lot of money giving. Now, I will say this. Right now, we're just selling weapons to NATO. It's pretty amazing. Biden spent $350 billion. I'm spending nothing. In fact, we're making money. But I want to stop the killing. So it just came out, or I think it came out, but I know for a fact, almost 8,000 young soldiers died this week between the two countries. A little bit more from Russia, but divided. When you're the aggressor, you lose more. I don't know if you know that, but in war, when you're the aggressor, you tend to lose more. But it was a little bit more for Russia, but it was 8,000, a little bit more than 8,017 actually, died this week in that war. Why? And they're Russians. They're not American soldiers, but they're still human beings. They're souls. And I want to stop it. And I stopped 7 wars. I thought this was going to be an easy one for me, but this has turned out to be tough. The hatred between Zelensky and Putin is unfathomable.
Do you still believe that they will talk? That they will have a...
I don't know. I think I'm going to have to do all the talking. They hate each other.
When do you think that will take place?
I don't know. Relatively soon.
Has any of the NATO
We're going to get it
members-
worked out one way or the other, but relatively soon.
Has any of the NATO
They hate
members
each other so much they can't breathe. So I'm going to have to get involved.
Has any of the NATO members responded to the letter you sent yesterday?
Yeah.
Can you tell us?
They know it's true.
Can you say
They don't want to deny it. You know? They said, well, I'd rather not talk about it. I said, don't. What do you mean you'd rather not? That means you're guilty, right? Yeah, no, they agree. I mean, they look, they're buying oil. And they're buying it through a couple of countries that are selling it. So they're not buying it directly. Countries are buying oil from Russia and selling it into certain NATO countries. Not all, but certain very substantial NATO countries. That's not the deal. Okay? We all set?
Just one more.
Are we all set?
We're good. Hugo has one.
Sorry, this last one. Just to clarify then, you anticipate the next step with the Ukraine talks to be a summit, like a trilateral summit?
There'll be talks, whether you call it a summit or just a get-together. It doesn't matter. But I'll probably have to get... They hate each other so much they almost can't talk. They're incapable of talking to each other. Thank you.
Mr. President, will the First Lady accompany you to Charlie Kirk's memorial next week?
I didn't ask her that, but a lot of people are. But we're going to Europe
To the
just
UK.
before, so we're going to be doing that.
Okay.
I haven't even thought of it. I've been thinking about other things. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President.